This is the fourth video of the tutorial about history analysis in RayJack ONE. In this video, we will learn how to filter and sort paths. In the last video, we have seen how to set up the history detector and how to use the grid view command to display paths in a spreadsheet format. In fact, the first part of this command, which is history.getPaths, returns a so-called path collection. So after running line 88, the Python variable paths will contain a list of all paths that the history detector has registered during ray tracing. But maybe we are interested only in those paths that end at the screen. So we will filter out all other paths. To this end, we define a so-called path condition. The command starts with path condition dot, and then when we can select from a list of possible path conditions, and we take last object because we want to filter only paths where the last object is the screen. So as we have just seen from the drop-down menu in the auto-completion, there is a large list of possible path conditions. And if we go to the user manual, we can check what else is there. So we go to performing simulations, path analysis, paths, path collections, and there is a section about path conditions. So we have path condition by ID, by generation, number hits, flux, number rays. So as you can see, there is plenty of possibilities by what property the paths should be filtered. Next, we will use this path condition to perform the actual filtering. To this end, we again call the command history.getPaths. And if we use this command without an argument, we just get all the paths that have been registered, but we can also provide a filtering argument, which can be either array collection. In that case, we would get only the paths to which at least one of the rays in the ray collection is assigned. We can filter with a single ray. We can filter with a path condition, and that is what we want to do. Or we could also use a ray filter for the filtering of the paths. So we provide the path condition as an argument to the history.getPaths, and this will return a path collection that contains only paths that comply with this path condition. An alternative way to get the same result would be to start from the full list of paths and to use the filtered method to apply the path condition. Paths is the full list of paths, and we use filtered, which takes as an argument again a path condition, but which could also be used with array collection. Let us next check that the filtered paths are in fact what we expected by checking the grid view. And as expected, each of these paths ends at the screen. Now, what about the flux of each of these paths? The flux is given as the sum of the flux of the rays that are assigned to a path, and we can inspect it here in column D. And as we can see, the amount of flux is very different for each of the paths. where one could argue that the most relevant paths may be those that have the most fluxes. So we may want to sort these paths by flux property in descending order. And we will next see how this can be done. So we start from the filtered paths collection and use the command sorted, which takes two arguments, a sorting attribute and a comparison. As a path attribute, we can select from this drop-down list, and the first one is the one that we want, which is path attribute.flux. And for comparison, we would need a compare type. And here we can select between ascending and descending. And we want the highest flux first, so we need descending. Let's check the result. And now we can see that the same paths are displayed, but in descending order with regard to flux. For completeness, I would like to add that it is also possible to sort paths by more than one path attribute at the same time. For details, please see the user manual. So this was the fourth video of the series about history analysis in RayJack ONE. In the next video, we will learn how to retrieve the rays for a given path, or vice versa, how to get the path of a given ray.